watching the award-winning GHS-TV, a nationally recognized student television station.
Hello, and welcome to GHS-TV's award-winning talk show, Crosstalk. I'm your host, Shiloh Sanders. Each week, we discuss topics that are important to our diverse community. This week, we are discussing safe driving, a topic that touches the lives of everyone who steps behind the wheel. Car accidents are the leading cause of death in teens. With summer coming up, the importance of safe driving needs to be emphasized more than ever. One way to prevent this problem is by going to driving school and taking the correct precaution before getting on the road. Here with us today is Max Maxwell, owner of Maxwell Driving School, one of the best driving schools in Memphis. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Glad to be here. Pleased to meet you.
So usually when children are learning how to drive, their parents teach them, but can you tell me the importance of going to driving school?
Well, it's a more structured environment, and a lot of times the kids are a little more comfortable with us. You know, moms and dads sometimes doesn't mix very well. Plus, we're able to give a lot of instructions of being safe. And they're in our vehicles, which are all we have a steering wheel on the instructor side, a gas pedal and a brake pedal. So it's real safe. And then we can give them pointers of what to do and what to look for, whereas parents, I don't know, I talk to them and they sometimes say they do a lot of screaming.
So how experienced are your instructors? Are there any type of certifications or anything they need to have?
Yeah, they have to be certified by the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security. And it usually takes me about 3 to 4 months to get them trained to do it. So they are tested both by me and my staff. And in addition, they're tested by the state also. We've got 2 instructors that were tested today. So it takes a while to get them. They have to go through the full class at our school so they understand what we're teaching. And then we do individually. They ride with multiple instructors, and then they move from the back seat to the front seat and ride with multiple instructors there until they're given the green light by our lead instructor.
So what does the curriculum and the course strategy look like through your driving programs?
It's 30 hours of classroom with 6 hours of driving. 2 of the hours are on our driving simulators and 4 one-hour sessions. The class covers everything from basic driving all the way up to what we call car control, understanding the physics of the car.
So do you offer classroom instruction in addition to being behind the steering wheel?
Yeah, we do, like I said, 30 hours of instruction in the classroom. Once they complete the 30 hours of classroom, then they can schedule their driving. Now they can, in addition, we have some students that take 8 hours, 12 hours of driving, so they can go anywhere between 6. State requirement is 36-hour course.
So obviously students are in school for most of the year. So during like fall break, spring break, do you guys have any courses that students can take during those times?
Yeah, we do 4 days, Monday through Thursday, and then we have weekend classes. There's a Saturday and Sunday, and then following Saturday and Sunday. So we cover that. During the summer, we go every week for 10 weeks once they get out of school, and that's Monday through Thursday.
Do you see a common trait that first-time drivers have when they get behind the steering wheel?
Yeah, they're pretty nervous most of the time. We try to get them as comfortable as possible. But again, that also depends on how much experience they've had. Some we get there that have never driven a car at all, and then we have some that have 200, 300, 400, 500 hours of driving. So there is some difference between the things that we teach. We can give more advanced stuff to the ones that have had multiple hours. And the other thing that we're able to do if they complete the 36 hours is give the state road test, so they don't have to go down to the DMV and take the road test there.
That's awesome. So student-instructor ratio is obviously important. What ratio is your driving lessons?
In car, it's 1-on-1. So it's 1 instructor, 1 student. As far as the classroom goes, it depends on the time of year, usually 25 to 30 to 4 instructors.
So what is your approach to teaching these students defensive driving lessons?
Well, we've been tasked. Used to we covered the handbook pretty good, but the Tennessee Department of Safety has now said we are not there to teach the handbook. We're there to make them a quote-unquote better driver. So we try to give them strategies to be safe. And I tell all the students the objective is to leave the house in the morning and come home at night. That's the objective.
So can you accommodate students who might have special needs or need extra help learning driving or the instructions?
We do. We're looking at doing an autism program with that, which would be an additional drive. It'd be the same 30 hours of classroom, but it'll be geared towards them. One of our instructors, her child has autism, and so does one of my grandchildren. So we tailor it for them. Hopefully we'll get it going after the summer.
Can you give me a little history behind Maxwell Driving School, and how did this school start up?
The school started, I've been a professional stuntman for since 1983. And then in 1985, I got injured real badly. I couldn't work for 2 years. And the doctor that put me back together, I used to skydive with him, and he said, you might be thinking about another career you can do once you get too old. And I think I'm there. So I started it in addition, to my regular job as a stuntman, and I wanted something I could do, especially when I got injured. That was kind of hard times.
So what sets Maxwell Driving School apart from other driving schools that you might see in the Memphis area?
With our driving school, we have instructors that have been with us for 10, 15 years. In addition, we do have driver training simulators, which allows us to put the student in a real risky situation, such I can put them in the mountains and give them brake failure. I can have them run out of fuel, I can give them blowouts, and then we have different scenarios where animals will run in front like deer and kids will walk out from behind cars. So we can put them in a lot of stressful situations, and I think that's where we change from other schools.
So in most schools, driver's ed is no longer a thing. So do you guys go into the schools to take students and teach them how to drive? No,
we don't. Our classroom's dedicated to driver training, so we don't go to schools, and they come to our location at the Agri Center International, which is centrally located, and that's where our vehicles are parked and our equipment is.
Well, thank you so much for having a wonderful conversation with me today.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you for letting me be here.
Thanks. To learn more about Maxwell Driving School, visit their website at maxwelldriving.com. Don't leave yet. Coming up next, we'll speak with the organization trying to end impaired driving for good.
So my belief is that band is the life of the school. If the band's not fun, the school's not fun. So breathe and.
Germantown High School Band is unique because we do marching, we do concert. Our director, Jeremy Thompson, brings an energy to this band that's very unique from all the other schools in Memphis.
We offer several special groups. We have 2 percussion classes that are very unique. They operate outside the general band program. They do their totally own thing. We also have a jazz band that functions on its own. The great thing about the jazz band program is that it's mostly student-led.
Jazz music teaches you how to move with agility and precision, while classical music teaches you how to play with feeling and emotion.
We have 2 concert band classes. We have the Varsity Winds, that's our highest performance ensemble, that's audition, and that's where our Kappa students reside in that higher ensemble. We have an intermediate band class as well.
Marching band has probably been the most enjoyable experience for me.
We had such a fun time at the football games, getting to play our music and share our music.
We try to get out there and make sure that the team is happy, the coaches are happy, and that for the most part the student body is happy.
I enjoyed band a lot. I loved being in the class.
Play D with that fingering.
It's very energetic, it's very intense, and I feel like that fits our atmosphere and our community in the band.
One major thing we push in band is just being a better person, being able to see something through to the end, cooperation, problem solving, all those lifelong skills you need as a young adult and into your future adulthood.
If you're ever hesitant about learning an instrument or think it's really hard to do, yes, it is, but don't be as scared. In this program, you will learn how to play that instrument and you will learn how to develop into a better person. And I think that the band program will be great for you to join.
For more information about the Kappa program, visit ghskappa.com or call 755-7775. You're watching the award-winning GHS-TV, a nationally recognized student television station.
Welcome back to Crosstalk. Every year, 4,300 people under 21 are killed by drunk driving. Mothers Against Drunk Driving fights every day to stop this 100% preventable crime. Speaking with us today is Karon White, the program specialist of MAD. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
So MAD has been around for a long time. How and when did this organization start?
Yep. Well, actually, MAD was founded in the 1980s by our mothers whose daughter was killed by a drunk driver. And since then, MAD has grown in all 50 states. It's the largest nonprofit organization fighting to end drunk driving, to prevent underage drinking, and to help their victims of these violent crimes.
So how does MAD work toward its mission of ending drunk driving and drug driving?
MAD works tireless hours. Me as a program specialist, I go into schools, has a curriculum for ages the 4th and the 5th graders, and we work with middle schoolers and high schoolers on prevention of impaired driving, underage drinking, and we found out a better way to eliminate fatal driving, and is to get with our younger people, and so they can have a safer beginning by educating them on the processing of the alcohol and drugs and what it does to the brains, and just safety tips and measures on driving and riding with impaired drivers.
So can you share some key initiatives or campaigns that MAD has undertaken to prevent underage driving?
Sure. MAD hosts several. Right now we're getting ready to do a Walk Like MAD, which will be held in Tennessee, and that's to sponsor the victims who have been impacted by that. We also have a campaign that we're running now. It's called Driver's Change, in which we're reaching out to dealerships to ask for $100 on each car that they sell to put towards this, the victims that have been impacted, and towards the mission. So we have, throughout the year, we have a campaign called the LER, which is a candlelight vision that we hold for law enforcement and individuals who have been impacted by that. So we have a lot of fundraising and collaborating with different organizations to get the word out, and just holding a lot of campaigns.
So can you tell me a little bit more about the programs that you have that helps the victims of drunk driving or drug driving?
MAD has a program we have a representative here in the West Tennessee with Victim Services, and we reach out to the individuals, families, and individuals who have been impacted by these tragedies. And we have resources like emotional and legal advice, or if someone needs help with filling out legal documents, or resources for, you know, to meet their needs where they are. MAD does a lot of that.
So you mentioned you are the program specialist for MAD. Mm-hmm. How did you get started with this organization?
Well, a passion. I have a history and a background of working in prevention. I have over 30-some years. So when I was called to this, I felt like my career was working with adults that were struggling with drugs and alcohol. So I felt like this would be a great start for me to get involved with MAD, because now I'll be dealing with youth, so I can kind of interact and engage with this before at an early age.
So you mentioned that you guys go to different schools, including elementary schools, and you guys were actually here for our college and career fair. Mm-hmm. Why do you think it's important to go into schools and actually have these conversations with the students? To prevent
the fatal accidents, just to prevent what's out there, you know, to educate them about the consequences that goes along, legal issues, financial issues, even, you know, potentially deadly incidents. And we just want to get a hold to the younger generations to let them know the consequences. Like I mentioned, I come from a background of prevention, working with adults. So I feel like it's better to educate the youth and get them off on a fresh start.
How does MAD collaborate with law enforcement and other organizations throughout the community?
We have events. I also attend events with the Tennessee Highway Safety Patrol monthly. We collaborate and we talk about the statistics, the traffic, you know, the fatalities, and what's going on the streets. For stricter rules with law enforcement, campaigning, and just dealing with other organizations.
What impact has MAD had in terms of reducing the incidence of drunk driving and drug driving?
Just fighting for stricter laws, like I mentioned earlier, and just going with legislators and just trying to fight and put different things in place, stricter rules for people who have been convicted of DUIs. And so just go to bat for that, always trying to get new laws in place.
How can individuals within the community help out MAD in your foundation?
We work with volunteers, just helping us get the word out, holding events and campaigning and working closely with stakeholders and just getting the word out. By volunteering. We work solely around volunteers. We have lots of opportunities for volunteers.
Can you elaborate on MAD's educational programs aimed at awareness for dangerous driving?
For one, like I said, the curriculum, that power of me, it's called the power of me. Also, I have the power of parents. I also do presentations for parents to educate them on how they can talk with their kids and have ongoing intentional conversations with their youth. So for me, it's the programs that we offer to the youth, like I said, getting the youth off to a fresh start. And so just having educational tools for them.
So you mentioned that you guys are spread across the country.
Mm-hmm.
What makes each state different? Like, what programs do you have in some states that you might not have in other states?
MAD pretty much has the same curriculum in all 50 states. We stand for the same thing, where our mission is to end drunk driving and no more victims. So it's pretty much the same. Each state has a representative like me, a program specialist who goes into schools and educate the youth. We have the victim services advocate. We have court monitors. So we have pretty much, MAD has the same curriculum. Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you so much, Ms. White, for joining me today and letting me know about this wonderful organization.
Okay. Thank you for having me.
For more information on Mothers Against Drunk Driving, go to their website, madd.com. Hit the brakes and don't go anywhere. When we come back, find out what programs the MPD has to cut down on traffic accidents.
Cut to one and cue talent.
The GHS Fine Arts Department is composed of 6 different disciplines, including instrumental music, which is both band and the strings or orchestra.
My belief is that band is the life of the school. If the band's not fun, the school's not fun.
There's choral music with a variety of different levels for our students, from women's choir, an a cappella group.
So choir is an excellent opportunity for you to engage in the music making process and to create relationships and bonds with your fellow classmates.
We have our theater program, which includes acting and tech theater.
It'll teach you how to be a better communicator, it'll teach you how to work with people better, and it'll teach you how to get outside your comfort zone.
We have GHS-TV and the intro classes that go into GHS-TV.
You're watching the award-winning GHS-TV, a nationally recognized student television station.
Welcome to GHS Insider, the show that's all about the G.
So GHS-TV tries to model a real working station.
And we have a visual arts program that goes up into AP courses and also includes IB level.
I think the arts are really important because they provide students with that safe space where they can express themselves, they can be who they really want to be.
The specificity of what is taught and required to be learned here in this department is so particular that they're going away with abilities and skills that other schools aren't teaching.
For more information about the Kappa program, visit ghskappa.com or call 755-7775. You're watching the award-winning GHS-TV, a nationally recognized student television station.
Welcome back. According to the Commercial Appeal, Memphis was ranked first on the list of cities with the worst drivers. With this being said, it is important to our new drivers and experienced drivers to make sure we are abiding by the law in and outside of the car. Here to give us more information about the rules of the road is Colonel Worthy, the Commander of Traffic for the Memphis Police Department. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
So we know that Memphis doesn't have the best drivers. So what are the current traffic safety priorities in Memphis?
Well, the safety priorities is cut down on fatalities, cut down on criticals, and cut down on accidents altogether.
So we see a lot of teens doing crazy stunts in the middle of the streets. What does the MPD do to stop these incidents?
Well, it's called drifting. And as these drifting events occur, we usually find out about it on the back end. So usually we try to go over there and we'll conduct traffic enforcement. And usually once we start getting officers in the area, they'll leave.
So what is the MPD traffic department doing to ensure that this reckless driving doesn't continue?
Well, if we can find out where it's going to occur before it occurs, we'll have officers in the area. We'll have officers there. Usually when there's an officer there, they won't show up or they won't do it. They usually go somewhere else. So then we're trying to find out where they go to so that we can try to do traffic enforcement in that area to deter this kind of behavior.
In teens, why do you think is so much reckless driving going on, especially in the Memphis community?
TV, Fast and the Furious. To me, in my opinion, that's where it started at. And they don't understand that what's on TV, just like Mr. Maxwell you had before me, he's a stuntman. They're trained to do that. They're not. They're killing each other, they're maiming each other, running over each other, and they're getting hurt for something that's really silly.
So how does the department handle accidents and emergencies on the road effectively?
Well, the traffic division, as well as the Memphis Police Department, we're handling the accidents. As soon as we can find out about it, they report it, we try to get there and handle it. And we look at what caused the accident. If it's something that we can get with the state on or the county or the city engineers to modify something to make it better, we'll do that so that it's for the safety of the citizens as well as the drivers.
Can you share any recent campaigns aimed at improving road safety in the city?
Drunk driving, click it or ticket, wear your seatbelts. I've made the scenes of numerous accidents where if they just had their seatbelt on, they'd be alive today.
So can you tell me a little bit about your position in the MPD traffic?
So I'm the traffic commander of the traffic division. I run the entire traffic division for the whole city. We have officers in the precincts. And I've been on the department for 37 years. I started out at the lowest rank that we have, which is a PST, and now I'm the commander of the PSTs.
So what technology or tools does the department use to monitor or manage traffic flow?
You have traffic counters, which city engineers have. We have like a message sign indicating to the citizen what their speed is. And then we have officers with LiDARs, which is laser radar guns, and then rolling traffic enforcement.
So in Memphis, what would you say the biggest issue that we have? Is it speeding? Is it just reckless driving? What do you think the issue is?
The biggest thing is distracted driving. Somehow reckless driving is because the individuals in the cars are distracted. What I always say to young teens that's driving, focus on the driving. If you got people in the car with you, let them talk, let them do what they're gonna do. But you focus on the driving because whatever happens in that car is gonna stem from how you drive. Don't be influenced, drive like you were trained to drive, and then you'll get through fine.
Does the MPD traffic department, do you guys have any community events with students to actually talk to them about the dangers of reckless driving?
Well, we have a DARE program. They go in there. If we're requested to come to a school, we have the DUI, we have the simulator, and we also have the goggles and the little cart. So you put these goggles on, and you try to drive in a straight line, and you can't do it. So this is just something for them to see to deter them from drinking at a young age. And some of those accidents are because some of the young people are drinking when they shouldn't be.
How does the department address concerns from the community regarding traffic issues?
We address it, citizens call, they complain about speeding or drifting, and if we know about that area, we'll try to get officers in that area. I have motorcycle officers, I have STU officers, special traffic enforcement, and they'll come out and get in the areas, and then their jobs are to do traffic enforcement.
So for Memphis, can you provide insights into any future plans that the traffic department has?
Well, hopefully, if we can, once we get more officers hired due to our shortage, as we get more officers, it will flow out into every division. Then my division will get more officers, and the more officers I have, the more officers I can put out in different areas of the city at the same time to deter the reckless driving.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today, and I had a wonderful conversation.
Thank you for having me.
To learn more about traffic safety, visit Memphis Police Department at memphispolice.org. I want to thank all of my guests for providing new insight on safe driving. And for all of the new drivers out there, please be safe on the road. For more information on our programming, please check us out on the web at GHS-TV.org, where we are streaming live 24 hours a day. You can also check us out on Facebook and Instagram. I'm Shiloh Sanders, and from all of us at GHS-TV, thank you for watching Crosstalk, and I hope to see you again.